This video discusses how to load firmware onto a Kollmorgen drive. Sometimes you may want to update the firmware, or in this case you can see on this drive there's a D2 fault. D2 means that the firmware on this drive is corrupted, and it's also caused the PDMM to go into an E fault or an error state because this drive no longer exists to the system. So we have to load firmware. So we can load firmware by using Kollmorgen's Workbench software. You can get this on their website, or I can send it to you. So this is the software that we're going to install, and this is the firmware that we're going to put onto the drive. So the first thing you have to do is install that onto your system. So I have it here. I have version 1.18, so it's ready to go. The next thing we need to do is to come over to the drive and see what the IP address is on this particular drive. So we're gonna do this one. It's not faulted, but we're gonna do it. Load the new firmware. Now on top of this drive there's a service port, so we have to connect directly to that port. And as soon as we do that, we're gonna get the IP address of that drive. So it's P192.168.0.1.1. So we need to set up our adapter settings so that we can communicate to that drive. I believe all of the small drives are going to have this format. So set up your adapter for that. The next thing we're going to do is open up the Workbench software. Then we do New Project. And because we have our adapter set up, you can see that it found that drive. So you highlight that drive, and then you press Connect. Now we're connecting to that drive. I'm going to clear this warning. All right, so the next thing we do is you can see there's a tab that says More. Open that up, and you can see there's a tab that says Update. So here is the version of the software we have. It's actually the latest version. So I'm going to click Update, and then you're going to browse to that file that I'll also send you. This is the firmware. So I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to say Open. Now you can see the update has begun. It'll load all of the firmware into that drive. This takes several minutes. Just wait until it's all loaded. Okay, once the update is complete, the little bar will go away. So now all we have to do is close this software. There's nothing else to do. We do not want to save changes, so I'm just going to say no. So now we go back over to the drive, and if all goes well, it should be displaying a code like N502, which simply means it's an E-stop. I'm going to unplug our Ethernet cable, and now you can see that the PDMM is still faulted. So what we're going to do is we're just going to power on and off, power off and on the system. And if all goes well, everything should restart, and the PDMM will be happy and the program will go into run mode. Okay, the system is powered up. We know everything is good because we have N602 faults, which are just E-stop faults. More importantly, you can see the EtherCAT is flashing, and if we go over to the operator station, we'll see that the blue fault light is flashing. These are all indications that everything is running, the PLC is running. So reset the system, and we're good to go.